In this lesson, we'll talk about how to add polynomials. And this is probably your first encounter with the word polynomial. You might remember that the prefix poly means many, and so this is going to mean many terms. A polynomial is one term or a sum of terms. So it can be any number of terms, or it can be as small as one. But they have some other qualifications too, and we don't have to worry too much about this because all the exponents we've seen so far have been positive. But when we have polynomials, all the exponents are guaranteed to be positive, and they're all guaranteed to be whole. So you might not have even thought about fractional exponents yet, but they do exist, and we won't see them while we're working on polynomials. Polynomials are actually pretty friendly, tame kind of creatures. So adding polynomials is really just adding like terms. If you can add like terms, you won't have any trouble adding polynomials. So let's take a look. Alright, here, this in parentheses, this has 4 terms. And the only thing that the parentheses are doing is keeping those 4 terms together. And here's another polynomial, and it also has 4 terms. So you have to ask yourself, what are these parentheses actually accomplishing? Well, they're not really accomplishing anything because there's nothing you can do inside the parentheses. All the terms are different. There's nothing to distribute. There's no exponent here. So the parentheses aren't doing anything. And I believe I'm just going to copy the problem over again without the parentheses. So now you can see, if I take the parentheses off, that I do have some terms to combine. I have 9x cubed plus 13x cubed, and that gives us 22x cubed. 7x squared plus 2x squared gives us 9x squared. Negative 5x minus 8x gives us negative 13x. And 3 minus 6 gives us negative 3. Now, nothing else we can do here because none of these are like terms, so that's all there is to that. Let's do another one. So again, I've got 4 terms in the first one, 4 terms in the second one, and let's see, the parentheses aren't doing anything, so this time I'm not going to recopy it. I'm just going to say to myself, hey, the parentheses, may as well not be there, so let's combine terms. 9x cubed plus 1x cubed is 10x cubed. Negative x squared plus 4x squared gives us plus 3x squared. Negative x minus 2x gives us negative 3x. And now negative 1/3 plus 4/3 gives us plus 3/3. And 3/3 simplifies to 1. So our final term is 1. Okay, now let's look at a third one. This time, notice that this exponent is a 3 and this one is a 2. So these can actually not be combined. When I get ready to combine like terms, I'm going to have 7y to the third plus 2y squared. Now these are y terms and they can be combined. I have plus 5y and minus 6y, and that makes negative y. And then I have minus 1 plus 3, and that gives us plus 2. So make sure that all of our terms are different so that we know we haven't forgotten to combine anything. And it also is kind of standard to make sure that the exponents are in order from largest to smallest. And, that's not a must, but it is kind of nice to do that. It's kind of standard that we go ahead and put them in what we call descending orders, largest to smallest.